OSP chase. Mustafa Hamid runs to Akufo Addo for help. And we all know who Mustafa Hamid is. True? Mustafa Hamid was the boss of the NPA. In his tenure of office, we were told that the whole place was fraught with unbridled corruption. There was so much chop, so much corruption, so much stealing, and the OSP had to be called into the fray in order to diffuse all the dirty behavior in there. Now, the office of the special prosecutor is headquartered right here in Accra, and saddled right in the seat is one Kennedy Agyapong. He's an American trained lawyer, my brother, my sister, and for some time now, he has been slapped from every angle for incompetence. But he stands by the fact that he is all right and he would deliver on his mandate. This is Kennedy Agyapong. Many people think that he's so exorbitant. In fact, he blows away money. But he told us that the office of the special prosecutor has rather made him poor. His three-piece suit and his shiny shoes, every time you see him, are almost like a trademark of the office of the special prosecutor and the special prosecutor himself. He's a man who loves his three-piece suits. He's a man who loves his shoes to shine, and you could see your whole face on his shiny shoe. In the days, we call that mirror shoe. This is Kennedy Agyapong. Now, earlier this week, we saw all over in the news that, yes, the office of the special prosecutor made an advancement in the case of Mustafa Hamid. Who is Mustafa Hamid? Dr. Mustafa Hamid was the boss of the NPA, National Petroleum Authority. Oh gosh. And whilst he was there, oh Lord, we were told that he blew money, that he was most corrupt. So many charges were slapped on him. And he made a mockery of the office of the special prosecutor, saying that the office had nothing against him and that the case was useless. It wasn't him alone. He and some other members of the NPA at the time, and we saw mark shots of them in the media. And this is it. He held it high up alongside Jacob Kwabena Agyarko, Wendy Newman, Albert Ankra, Isaac Mensah, and two others, my brother, my sister. The OSP has been able to tie them to some level of mismanagement and corruption. Mustafa Hamid poo-pooed totally on these accusations. Well, earlier this week, the OSP chased Mustafa Hamid. A house was linked to him, a posh, beautiful house. And the OSP wanted to find out how he got the house. And it's interesting. It's all over the news. Ghana will put it out. So many other news channels put that out, including My Joy Online. They slapped us with the news. My brother, my sister, Mustafa Hamid's house. Watch this. OSP details how ex-NPA CEO failed to prove claim of gifted house from Nana Addo Akufo Addo. Run the story, my youth. Watch this. Former Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, has reportedly failed to substantiate his claim that former President Nana Addo Akufo Addo gifted him a house while he was in office. Now, the disclosure was made by the Director of Strategy, Research and Communication at the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Samuel Darko, who said investigations revealed that the former NPA CEO possessed a house for which he was questioned. According to Darko, Dr. Abdul Hamid during interrogation, claimed the property was a gift from the former president, Akufo Addo, but failed to provide any reason for the alleged gift. Okay? When he was asked to provide legal documentation to support the claim, the NPP stalwart refused. His lawyer subsequently intervened, arguing that the demand amounted to harassment and insisting that the questioning be halted. Darko said, he continued, under OSP law, where a public officer fails or refuses to declare assets that are later traced to him, the OSP may apply for forfeiture. They forget that a person can be investigated for other offenses while standing trial. That is their conclusion, not an OSP creation. Dash it out. And come here. Watch this. Now, my brother, the OSP is doing a good job. The OSP is doing everything it can to be able to deal with the accusations leveled against all these people. Now, the Attorney General has raised the bar. Ioko has raised the bar far so high. The OSP has no option but to live by the standards. So the OSP is not joking, especially in these times where almost every Ghanaian is calling for the head of Kennedy Agyapong, the head of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now, Mustafa Hamid was invited. Come on, and he came. We realized that when you were going into office, this was what you brought out as your assets. But we can trace a house to you. How did you get that house? He was shocked. He never thought that this question would ever be asked him, because we live in a country where accountability is poo-pooed on, where we pussyfoot when it comes to probity. So what happened? He looked special prosecutor in the eye, and it took him time to tell the prosecutor, you know what? I was gifted that house. Wow. Who gifted you that house? Did you pay gift tax on that? Did you pay gift tax on that? Where are the documents of the house? Who gifted you the house? Oh, the president, then Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo. Oh, wow, this makes it even more interesting. He gifted you this house? Now, he is a man of law. The former president is supposed to be a lawyer. Did you take any documents? Then the lawyers came in. Hey, you are harassing our client. Why are you interrogating him like this? You asked him about the house. He told you, yes, he has a house. But that house was given to him by the president. Why do you ask for papers? Wow! And the Office of the Special Prosecutor became befuddled, almost hypnotized, looked in the face of Mustafa Hamid and his lawyers, and asked again, which part of the questioning translates into harassment? They said, we don't want to talk anymore. This harassment is over. Don't question our client. But my brother, by the laws of Ghana, before you take public office, you have to declare your assets. Ken Ofori Atta was the richest man to ever take public office in the history of Ghana, from when Kwame Nkrumah was a little boy running around in Nkrumah up till the time Kwame Nkrumah went into exile. Ken Ofori Atta had over 2 million. In fact, 200 million American dollars worth of property, as we told you. Now, my brother, my sister, Hamid declared what he had. All of a sudden, a house was traced to him. The lawyers were taken aback because they did not, in fact, believe or envisage that this question would be asked them, but the question was put up. And most probably, they never even thought anybody would come back to that house. By the laws of the nation, my brother, my sister, again, if a public officer, while in office, is able to get such a huge property like a house, this person would have to be able to tell us whether he won a lottery whilst he was in office or he had a gift. And even if it's a gift, you have to pay gift tax. Where is the gift tax? Where are the documents? Mustafa Hamid and his lawyers said it's harassment. They are not going to talk. What arrogance! Hey, we called you into public office. The taxpayers' money is what is used to pay you. You sit in the office having told us in declaration what you had before you got into office. Now we can trace some other huge landed properties to you. And we have no right via the office of the special prosecutor to find out how you landed this. You say it was given to you by the president. Nana Addo Akufo Addo, was he going around dashing houses to people? Was that what he was doing? This is shocking. That house that he gave out, was it a government house? The house that he gave out, is it sitting on a government land? Is it a government property that was usurped and given to party cronies? We need to find out the nitty-gritties of this landed property. Is Mustafa Hamid speaking the truth? Did he lie that Nana Addo gave him the house? When did Nana Addo give him the house? We want to know. What is the documentation? Did he give him the house before he took over public service, or it was after? But as it is right now, he declared what he had before he got into power. So obviously, if anything at all, this house came in while he was in service. My brother, my sister, our country is truly in crisis. People will vote into office. They enrich themselves whilst they are in office. They have houses, and we can't ask them how they got the houses. Nana Addo Akufo Addo himself, how did he get that house? He is not beyond any investigation. Did he buy the house? Where did he make the money from? The house, where is it situated? Where are the documents of the house? He has no documents. Now, this is what is going to happen. Come here! Now, what is going to happen is very simple. If Mustafa Hamid is not ready to provide documents, the house will be seized. It will be forfeited. It will go into forfeiture. It's going to be auctioned for good old Ghanaians to go take it up. Or it might revert to government property if it was government property before it was usurped and given to Mustafa Hamid. Why can't people be honest? You read the Quran every day. You read the Bible every day. If you are clean, be clean. How did you get this house? Nana Addo Akufo Addo gave me this. Okay. What are the documents? They are here. Now, what Mustafa Hamid might not know is this. That OSP has already followed this house to the Lands Commission and found out in whose name this house is in. Found out when this person had the name on the house. And what is going to come up next will be ugly. What will come out next will be stinking. When did this house become Mustafa Hamid's house? Was it truly Nana Addo who gave him the house? Again, whose house was it before Nana Addo gave it out? It's ugly. We have the answers here. But my brother, When investigations are going on, we have learned to keep our lips closed. We told you Daniel Yusuf will be arrested. We told you point blank when no Ghanaian knew who Daniel Yusuf was. He was grabbed only last week. But now we have become more careful. We don't give you too much information. Yes, sometimes I can go unbridled, get excited and throw this out. But some of these things hurt investigations. We have the answers. But I can assure you that the OSP is on top of the game to be able to ascertain all these mysteries surrounding the house. When we next come, we will be telling you who that house belongs to, who it belonged to, how it got into the hands of whoever. And it's ugly. It's the black pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Where is Mustafa Hamid? Come here! Mustafa Hamid, PhD. With all respect, a lot of people see you as a pious man. They see you as a man who loves his religion. Several times on radio and TV, you read the Quran. And you made every Ghanaian see that the OSP had no case. What are you running away from? Where are the documents of the house? Why are your lawyers claiming that you are being harassed? Where is the harassment in this? Provide documents. Silent about documents. Okay. Apart from that, who gave you the house? The president himself. Wow, he did? Why did he do that? Was it when you were his special assistant? Before he made you the information minister? Which he took over and put Kojo Kyeremanteng in? We're asking those questions. Did Nana Addo truly give the house to Mustafa Hamid? Or is one of the houses he refused to declare? Black Rasta, don't talk too much. Dash it away. Watch this. Loose talker Napo seals Bawumia's doom again. Dr. Matthew Opoku is his given name. The Otumfuo told us that they trained him, nursed him, reared him, and grew him in his palace at Manshia. He's supposed to be a royal, but he's one of those that talk so loosely in Ghanaian politics. The only person who is worse than Napo when it comes to loose talk is Kennedy Agyapong. Now, in the last elections, he made Bawumia lose by a wider margin. Bawumia was already going to lose, but he orchestrated the loss becoming bigger, wider. Me pe gap no, mumfasti no mame, gap no. It ended up slapping him in his own cringing brows. This guy had the effrontery to come to Ghanaians and denigrate the legacy of the founder of the land, Kwame Nkrumah. This was the guy who was praised so much by the Otumfuo. A few minutes later, when he was given the microphone, his real character came into being. Otumfuo spoke to him and begged him. In fact, in blatantness. Can I repeat that word? Blatantness. In the glaring sunshine of the open. Everybody heard it, including dead people. That people say you don't respect. People say you have a bad character. Please, that's not how we trained you here. I want to believe that it's all orchestrated lies. Prove to them that you are a royal from this palace. And he shook his head and whispered to Otumfuo that he would make him proud. A few minutes later, Otumfuo couldn't even look at the crowd. His head was bowed. You know what he said? He came up the rostrum, picked up the microphone, and he told people that your so-called Kwame Nkrumah, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo has done far better than him. Kwame Nkrumah no. Nana Addo has done better than him. Instantly. In fact, Otumfuo started to shiver. Hey! Kwame Nkrumah is not a mean person when it comes to the history of Pan-Africanism. What he did for Asante Bediatuo, it will be a curse for anybody in that ethnic group to say anything evil about him. There was a time, the Otumfuo in the days of Kwame Nkrumah, Nkrumah used to send him abroad for treatment. Specialized treatment that could not be found in Ghana. And made sure that Otumfuo was taken very good care of. The king that he was. And when he came back, he was housed properly at Pediasi Lodge and some other such places and pampered to the point that Otumfuo was not in a hurry to return to Manshia. Read it from Nkrumah's writings. So Asante man has a lot of respect for Kwame Nkrumah. Above all, the whole world idolizes Kwame Nkrumah. But this guy, the rat that he is, he stood in public and denigrated the founder of this country, Kwame Nkrumah. Because his party, after all, has no respect for great legacies. When he said that, there was a huge backlash. He tried to explain instead of apologizing. It's recently that he apologized properly. Now it looks like he's back to seal the doom of Bawumia forever. He's hoping that Bawumia will choose him as his running mate. And he picked up the microphone again. And this time round, what did he say? It's shocking. And it's all over in the news. The news reel is blazing with the vitriol that he put out. He said amongst the NPP in the cabinet made up of over about 20 people, there was no wiser person. I'm just putting it mild. No wiser person than Bawumia. From Nana Addo all the way through about 20 people who formed his cabinet. And these are the names. Nobody was wiser than Bawumia. There was no wise man except Bawumia. My tree is not very strong. So I give you both interpretations. And we'll play the video so you hear. Look at the people who formed the cabinet. Cecilia Dapa is in there. Mavis Hawakumsen is in there. If these were the people, then I could support him. Daniel Kweku Bochi. There. Kweku Agyapong. Yes. Matthew Opoku himself. Owusu Efriye Akoto. Ambrose Derry. Dominic Nitiwul. And all these people. Including my very good friend and schoolmate, Francis Asenso Boakye. Listen to him. And when we return, we will tell you more.
Every say, my Jobogo Prempe, Mr. Say, cabinet say, in Fienson and a fan. A do baby credit now should be another the policy about Parliament, cabinet. After many coyano for my bremy, being Wunya Safo. Our war cabinet was Sebi, Nana Jimu Doctor and Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia. Every say, me my Jobogo Prempe, Mr. Say, cabinet say, in Fienson and a fan. A do baby credit now should be another the policy about Parliament, cabinet. After many coyano for my bremy, being Wunya Safo. Our war cabinet was Sebi, Nana Jimu Doctor and Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia.
Well, the same way he embarrassed the Otunfo, this is milder at least. He said, out of all the 20 people, there was no wise man but Bawumia. And that, because of the presence of Bawumia, every time he was taking a new policy to Parliament, right? He was taking a new policy to cabinet. And it's an achievement. But he didn't end there. He also said that when they were cheated in the elections, allegedly, they couldn't find any wise man to go and represent them in court and defend their rights. The only wise man amongst them, the whole of the NPP, was Bawumia. Don't let me misquote him. Watch this.
First time my NPP 40 piece it as year 2012. Ejumadina no. E pass ye penyanse niam na court na court. Ye nye obi ase Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia. Utio. Se uko kota, enye wabeti na adiko. Uko kota enye osika na adiko. Uko kota enye anwaya na adiko. If we say asiye dunketi ado fuse na anwaya. Asiye yifo dunso. Okwata court went me enye ano beboa. Uko kota, upede na adwumye den. Edo. Edrusi epede na adwumye do. Amana kwata court num no. Ya mfami Napo am ye director of elections so. Ye for nyansafo Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia. Ye call court no, ye nyaya hui. Court ye call 2012 no. Kosi 2013 no. Ema 2016 agbani ye dey koko crab because ye did that hose mampam. Beboa. First time my MPP 40 piece it as year 2012. Ejumadina ye no. E pass ye penyanse niam na court na court. Ye nye obi ase Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia. Utio. Se uko kota, enye wabeti na adiko. Uko kota, enye osika na adiko. Uko kota, enye anwaya na adiko. If we say, asiye dunketi, ado fuse na anwaya. Asiye yifo dunso. Okwati na court, wenti me enye ano, beboa. Uko kota, upede na adwumye den. Edo. Edrusi epede na adwumye do. Amana kwati na court numuno. Ya mfami Napo am ye director of elections so. Ye for nyansafo Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia. Ye call court no, ye nyaya hui. Court ye call 2012 no. Kosi 2013 no. Ema 2016 agbani ye dey koko crab because ye did that hose mampam. Beboa.
So you heard him. You heard him. When they were looking for somebody to represent them in court to fight for their rights, there was no wise man amongst them, not even him, Napo, but Mahamadu Bawumia. My brother, wisdom is not from a palace. Wisdom is inborn. Wisdom can also be learned in humility. This guy doesn't have wisdom. No, it's not there. This guy doesn't have humility. And you know what? every time he speaks, Bawumia starts saying, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, Gamboroba, La ilaha illallah. Watch this. Kai.
Parliament, cabinet, after me, I know for my bremi, me wunya safo. Our cabinet was Sebi, Nana Dream Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia.
I'm sure anytime Napo talks, Bawumia is there like la 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 la. Kulafia la la bismillah. I don't know query. La 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 la.
La ilaha illallah. Above all, it looks like Kennedy Agyapong told us something that we refused to listen to. Watch this.
MPP. If you answer the MPP for need capital. MPP now come. Read my lips. MPP. If you answer, omu need capital. Jimmy pa. Jimmy omo Jimmy ana. Book. MPP for book. They will stay in opposition forever. Nkwasia for pa. My Jimmy MPP for Jimmy. Me who be dead. Stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political.
Oi. Well, Bawumia didn't seem to learn his lesson. He still brought on the loose talker. And he has talked. He's the only wise man in the party. The rest of them are wonyo.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.